Hey guys, it's LJ from Pureco, and today we're talking about white. So, I've just prepped a couple of boards. So this one in black, and then I've done my trick with getting white in 4 coats. And then I've got another one in brick, and again, 4 coats of white. So basically, I don't paint white a lot. I tend to use different shades of white rather than using the pure white. And that reason being, obviously white, you have to do extra coats with your pure whites. And the reason for that is the fact that your pure whites are actually just your basic white paint base. So it's got no tint in it, and the tint will help with better coverage. So that's why pure whites, and it'll be the same with any paint range. They will differ a little bit because they'll have different ingredients, but they're all, you know, pure white just sucks basically. Let's be truthful here, it does, it sucks. So our chalk snow will have better coverage than our silk snow, and it's basically because of the chalky components in the paint. So it has a better sort of, I don't know, backbone, a bit of oomph to it. So I'll tell you my secret, or I'll show you, I'll paint it out for you so you can see what I do. And for me, I kind of think of painting in a pure white. It's actually not painting in white. You're kind of actually just removing all color from whatever you're painting on, sort of thing. So you're trying to, you're almost just erasing to try and get that non-color look, which white is. So what I do to start off with, so if I'm painting on a black, I will start with a grey base. So then you're not covering over black with your white paint, you're actually covering over a grey, if that makes sense. If you're got like a paler colour, by all means the white is fine. And I'll show you how I use the grey and the white blocker today. So I bet I'm gonna, got to have trouble open it, my little chicken arms. So I've got grey base and blocker, so you can see the colour grey that is. It's kind of like, it's not an overly pale grey, it's kind of pale to mid grey. And good one. Haven't even opened this one yet. And this is our white base and blocker. Oop. Oh yay, flicked it everywhere. Gotta love that. It's not one of my videos if it's not a disaster. Okay, so to start off with, I do a coat of the grey on the black especially. And don't be shy using it. Like you're covering black, so you know, load up your brush a fair bit. And like, I'm not going to do this neat, I'm just going to put it on so that you can see how I do it. Obviously I'm just going to slap it on. I'm not going to worry about brush strokes or anything like that. Okay, so you can see how that has totally covered that black. So you've started kind of erasing that black, if that makes sense. And you can do the same over lighter colours, or I'd really like to add, like I mix a little bit of the white and the grey blocker if I'm doing actual white. So I'll just mix a little bit extra in there. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to lean over and get a paddle pop stick. So that I end up with a really soft grey of base. Go and So I'll use this one on the brick. This is our brick colour, this orange.
Then I might be able to see
Yeah,
that.
I'll hold it up if you can't see it. Camera only covers so much. And again, I'm applying it liberally. And so you can see, again, that has totally covered the orange. So we're kind of halfway there, if that makes sense. You've covered that colour so that colour is not going to be showing through. If any, like your next coat, if any colour is going to show through, it's going to be those paler greys. So I'll quickly dry them off. And so that's coat one. And if you don't have the grey blocker and you've only got a white blocker, you can add a touch of black paint or grey paint to it to just sort of give it a little bit of sort of background colour. Oh yay! The Air Force is out. Yes. Takes longer. It seems to take a long time to dry when you're on a video. Okay, so that's dry enough. So that's how I start off with my painting of white. So next, I just do a coat of the white blocker. And it might, there's little bits of wet patches, so we might have a little bit of coming through. Okay, and again, you know, don't be shy. You know, use what the blocker. Use, like, load up your brush. Don't be shy about using it. And so that is just one coat of the white blocker over the grey, and you can see there you're not far away from having a full coverage. And I'll do the same with our brick piece. And you know, white's really popular. You guys that do commission work, you'll know, like, you know, it's pretty much that and black are the most popular colours, and they always will be. You know, there's really only a, say, 20% margin of people that really like bright colours and bright coloured decor in their homes. Here we go. So there is the second coat, and this is the white base and blocker. So this is, what is it, number 2? And you can see it's not far off having full coverage. So those of you that do a lot of commission work and people are just, oh, I want a white, we have like 6 or 7 different variants on white. So, you know, once I do this, I'll do some brush out. So we have Cloud, which is a very slightly, it's a bit hard, the light's just shining bright on it, a slightly grey white. We have Seashell, which is our creamy white. We have Cotton, and this is what I would call like a really soft, just off-white. It's between Snow, the bright white, and our Seashell, which is our creamy white. But you've also got our our new colour macadamia. So that's another really nice soft grey, which like I would consider part of the white range. And then you've got mist as well, which has got just a touch more grey in it. And when you see them painted out, they really are beautiful. And then you can even go to like calico, which is you know, a creamy beige. So you don't have to stick to white. And if you have an opportunity to sort of show people different types of white, you never know, they might be open and then it's less work for you. So I'll get these ones dried off. So this is our second coat and it's the white basin blocker. After the video, I'll put all my steps in the description so you can see. Dry this off. Come on. This one's got crackle underneath, like I painted black over crackle, so it's got this beautiful crackle in the background. And the heat gun's making it crackle again.
Yeah.
Another thing, when you're painting white, you really want to make sure that each layer or each coat that you're doing is dry before you paint over it, because that will drag and pull paint off. So then you're kind of making yourself have to go back and do touch-ups and another coat. So second coat, so our third coat, I actually do another basin blocker. So again, another nice coat of basin blocker, because this, theoretically, this is a white. It's got no tint in it like the grey. And it has amazing coverage. Again, nice liberal coat. Get some side. Got it dripping everywhere. And there's nowhere in the rule book that says you can't do multiple coats of a primer. You know, once you've done your final coat, that's the look of your piece. So if you're doing chalk paint and you do your final coat, like your fourth coat of your chalk white, then you're going to wax it, poly, you know, seal it, whatever you're going to do. And it's sealing all of those layers anyway. And the top color of your chalk is being sealed. And then with your silk as well, even though your primer is matte underneath, that silk layer, the last layer you do, that's the finish you're going to have. So you'll still have that beautiful satiny sheen that our silk paint has. So, you know, you can get away with doing more primer underneath and then just your basically top coating it with your silk white. And after this third coat, you can, you know, smooth sand it a bit if you like. Excuse me. I think I have any silk snow here. Snow chalk. Yeah, is there a little sample or something like that? Thanks, lovely. Okay, so that's our third coat, and that's our, again, white base and blocker. So next we'll move on to the actual top coat. I'm just going to get a cloth because I'm getting paint all over me, which is, you know, nothing unusual. Okay. So this is Snow Silk. So you need to make sure these are mixed really well, because your base can separate a little bit after it's been sitting there for a little while. Okay. Right. And again with your silk range, try and load up your brush. It's the complete opposite to painting in chalk, where you because chalk is made for texture, you're trying to work against the chalk by wanting a smooth finish. So you need to add water, you need to really do light coats of your chalk. So it's kind of the complete opposite of doing your silk. So your silk, you really, you know, make sure you've loaded up your brush, and that will also help with the self-leveling as well. Because if your coat is too thin, the kind of ingredients in there that level it have got nowhere to go. They want to sink over themselves, if that makes sense, and sort of spread. So again, it's not about technique, this is just about getting white on there, but you can see how much paint I had. So there's quite a bit of paint there on my brush. Right. So there you go. That's the fourth coat, and we've got full coverage on our silk. Okay. And chalky chalk chalk chalk. I'll do one of each. Use this little brush. I've only got a little brush for this one. So with your chalk, you're using much less paint because you want to you're sort of working against it to get it smooth. I'm not going to really try and smooth it out this much. It's more about showing you the coverage. Okay, so there we go. We've got coat number 4 and full coverage. So that's really, I think that, you know, the snow will take extra coats, but if you kind of just think differently about it, you know, you should be able to achieve full coverage in 4 coats. So it shouldn't take, you know, 7, 8 coats and that sort of thing. It's kind of about working smarter, not harder, and making the paint work for you, and rather than you working with paint, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. It does in my head, but you know, it's always a bit like that. So what I'll do now is I'll do some brush outs of the other white colors so that you can, I've got a jet flying over, so that you can see the difference, just that little bit of tint adds to them. So just wet my brush and clean that off. They must be practicing for like a show or something today. It's always at 11 o'clock,
Yeah,
isn't it? The delivery guy comes, the
happens at 11
jets
o'clock.
fly over. Gee willikers. Okay, so what's that one? Mist, macadamia, cloud. Okay, so I'll do a bit of cloud and just show you with one coat how it goes straight over the black. Okay. That one. I'll just do some little test patches and I'll show you how different it is with just that little bit of colour. Even though it's not a strong colour, that difference that it makes having that bit of tint in your white. Oops. Dry my brush off. Okay, so seashell. Oh no, that's cotton.
I'm trying to get more brushes, but we're lacking.
Oh no, that's okay. I'll just use the same one. That's all good. Okay. Seashell. Get another towel. I guess I should do a macadamia. I like this colour. This is gorgeous.
Ooh, we got a comment. Sue Lock, blocker is cheaper than top, so it makes dollar sense. Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
yeah, how good a
blocker,
salesperson am
you
I?
can use it
Trying to
under
make you
everything.
buy something that's cheaper.
Good job.
Okay, what have I got left? Mist. Squeeze that out.
Someone asked, what towel do you use?
Oh.
Wait till you hear.
Okay, this is how exciting my life is. We have just had Costco open here in Newcastle, and in the US they always talk about shop towels and they just look so awesome. And I'm like, oh, I really want to try these things, but I really don't want to pay postage from America. And so when Costco came, I'm like, I wonder if they have those shop towels. Anyway, I found them. They come in rolls of 10,
We got like the biggest bag.
and I think it's $35, and they're awesome.
Yeah, they're
and
really good.
I always try and endorse Australian products, but these are awesome. And I was so excited to go there and get them. And I think it was the first thing we put in our trolley, which got quite overflowing by the time we'd finished shopping. But yeah, so excited. They're really, I can't even describe what they feel like. They're not like a paper towel.
They're like a really fancy restaurant napkin. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yes, like a
And
very
they're thick.
expensive food napkin. They're quite thick. They don't rip too easily. But yeah, they're really good, and they're really great for buffing your wax as well. Okay, now what colour was I up to? So yeah, that's how exciting my life is. I was super excited about shop towels.
Ooh, slapdash
colour
upcycle. Those ones are silk, yeah? You're painting out samples of silk.
Oh, actually, these are chalk just because
Oh.
they'll dry quicker. for the video, because but I will just show you. They're the same color as the silk ones. So, okay. So I will just show you the difference that little bit of tint has on coverage. I'll just dry them off.
Everybody's very happy with the towel question. Everyone's like, yeah, great answer.
Yes, Nick, they are great for ragging as well. Okay, so I'll hold this up so you can see. So this is our pure white, and then we have our cloud. So you can see it's just a touch grayer than the white. This is our cotton, so this is the soft off-white. Then your seashell, which is our creamy white. That's the new macadamia. Then our mist and calico. So you can see it's not, it's just got that hint of color in it, and it's not too far away from that bright white. Like your cotton even looks a lot closer there.
And if they're
video.
not next to a pure white, you would honestly
not
tell.
Yeah, like they will look white in photos. If they don't have like a stark white room, they're just going to give that little bit of depth to the piece with the shadowing and that sort of thing. So, there's no reason why you can't talk your customers into having a non-bright white, which is what I do. And show them samples of different whites. So hopefully that's helped everyone with their white painting. And so I did on this over black. So if you've got a really dark piece, I did one coat of our grey blocker. Then I did 2 coats of our white blocker or basin blocker, and then 1 coat of the silk as your top coat, your top finish. Then on the other piece, I did chalk. So I did like the white blocker with a touch of grey in it as my first base coat, 2 coats of the white basin blocker, and then 1 coat of my chalk, that would be your finish. So you probably would get away with 4 coats and then touch-ups on little corners and things like that, where you tend to go over a couple more times rather than just straight across. So hopefully that's taken a little bit of pressure off painting white, and explained the coverage issues, or the coverage issues and goes. And picking a slightly tinted white is a great idea. You'll get away with 1 coat of your blocker, or if you were using chalk, you don't necessarily have to use a blocker. With silk, yes, I would recommend a blocker. You could get away with like 1 coat of blocker and your 2 of your paint. Or even if you just wanted to do 2 coats of blocker and 1 of your paint. It's totally up to you. And everyone paints differently, so have a play around with what works for you. You might find an extra coat of blocker works for you, or less coats of blocker, just 1. It's something that you have to experiment with. So same principle on a bleeder. Right, so our blocker will block most bleed through, tannin bleed through, but not all. Like your really heavy bleeders, because we try not to use too many chemicals, we like our products to be low or no VOC, which is the volatile organic compounds that you know, can be harmful when inhaled. So because of that, it just won't be able to block your really heavy bleeders. So my tips for that is try not to sand back too much, because then that's going to cut right through to the wood. You basically want to just scuff your varnish level, so deglossing it rather than sanding it back, because once you cut, because realistically the original piece with the varnish, that varnish is actually holding back the tannins itself. So you kind of you don't really want to break that surface. So, and that's, if you do break the surface, that's where you're going to get bleed through. So trying to just carefully sand it, not with an 80 grit, try your 120 or 180 grits instead of an 80 grit, to try not to break that surface, and just deglossing it rather than really sanding it back to raw wood. If our blocker isn't blocking it, you can do using either our satin or our eggshell or even gloss, you can do a coat of that, patch that on to cover. Otherwise, another of your favorite primer that has sort of different ingredients that is made for blocking. So that's my advice with that. So just be aware that our blocker will work on most wood tannins, blocking that, but not all. I'm better off being honest with you rather than thinking the product doesn't work. It just doesn't have those volatile chemicals that will block every single tannin. So that's where that goes. Any more questions? Can you stock?
That's about the towels.
Oh, can I stock some?
I need to make some Pureco shop towels.
Yeah, you can just get them from Costco, and I think they have an online shop, so you might be able to get them from there, on their store. But yeah, $35 for 10 rolls, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. So that's pretty good value. Yeah, so that's my white today. And I think, our winner. So when I did the wallpaper video, I didn't announce the winner because Iana wasn't here and I'm lost without her. I barely function without her here. So, and I'm bored, no one to talk to. It's just me here when she's not here. The winner of a 200 ml of each of our sealers, so we have 4 sealers, a matte, a satin, a semi-gloss, which it was originally called eggshell, and a gloss, is
No Drama
Llama
on Instagram.
Yes, so she shared our video on Instagram. And also, as we've been looking through all the shares and picking our winners, we've noticed that, even though it might say we've got 10 shares, we can only actually see 3 or 4 of them because of everyone's privacy settings, which is fine. Like, you don't want everyone seeing everything. But so what we thought we'd start doing instead is, if everyone wants to, you can still share, but if everyone who wants to enter for a prize that we give away each week, tag someone who you think might enjoy the video, get some tips from it. And so if you tag another painter or someone that you think will be interested in our videos, that also will get you in the draw for winning our prizes each week. So yeah, congratulations to No Drama Llama. And so this week what we'll give away, we'll give a 200 ml of our cloud and our cotton, so our 2 lightest whites that aren't bright. So you can have a play with those instead of using our brightest white snow. And let us know if you would like when we announce the winner, you can let us know whether you want chalk or silk. So hopefully that was helpful to everyone today. Please, if there's any more questions, keep asking them. We'll answer them when they pop up, and we'll see you next week at 11 o'clock. Thank you so much. See you later.